So, look, it's always great to win when you win games in the SEC. I think the fans were great. I think the fans probably had as much to do with us winning a game as anything. I think the atmosphere they created certainly keep the energy level up with our players, but we did a lot of things that were not winning football. You know, penalties, 4 turnovers, didn't take advantage of opportunities in the red zone, come up empty-handed a couple times, whether we missed a field goal, didn't score a touchdown, whatever it might be. So we got a lot of things that we can work on. We got a lot of things that we need to improve on. I think everybody's got to make a choice and decision that they're going to do the things they need to do to play the best that they can play and be the best player that they can be. That was not our best football out there tonight. When you don't have your quarterback playing and the second team guys got to play, everybody's got to play better. Everybody on offense has to play better. Everybody on defense has to play better. And, Jalen did some good things, but obviously a couple turnovers and, but he's going to live and learn, and we're going to live and learn with him. And, we'll just see what kind of progress Bryce makes for the next week. But we're going to play a really good team next week on the road, and certainly have to play a lot better to have any chance of being successful.
Will Anderson had 8 quarterback hurries tonight. I'm sure a ton of stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. How do you measure his impact on a game like tonight?
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. I think the pass rush was really good tonight. I think we had a lot of pressures. We had a few sacks, but I think the pressure on the quarterback was, the big thing. And, Will did a really, really good job. We had a little deal where we put 2 guys together so they couldn't chip them. And they really had a tough time single blocking them. And, he's a good player. He's a great leader, plays hard out there. He's a great competitor. And he certainly had a huge impact on the game tonight.
How would you assess the receiver play tonight?
Well, we didn't shake man to man very well, but I don't think they had a whole lot of opportunities either. I don't think there's anybody on the team that doesn't have something that they could improve on. And that's what we have to do as coaches, is to try to get them to do the things they need to do to improve. So they didn't have a lot of opportunities. We tried to throw the ball early in the game and, turned it over 3 times in the first half, and, decided that we were going to go in the bag a little bit and try to run the ball, which we ran it effectively and had some good drives and came up empty-handed twice, down in the red zone. Take a sack when we got the ball on the 20-yard line. Thought it's hot, they're in blitz zero coverage. You can't block them all. Quarterback's got to get rid of the ball, not take off running with it and take a 15-yard loss, and then we miss the field goal. So there's a lot of things that we can learn from, but I don't think the receivers had a lot of opportunities. And that's not all their fault, but I think everyone on the team could play better.
The final play of the game, what did you see? What was the call on defense from play calling standpoint?
Well, when they scored a touchdown earlier, we were playing them inside out, trapping the flat, thinking that they would run some kind of pick. So as soon as they put 4 wideouts in the game, we thought they would be similar. So we changed the leverage, on the guys, and, they worked for us. So Terrion made a good play, and we had the guys covered on the other side pretty well too. I didn't get much of a view on the pass interference, but I guess it was a good call. I wouldn't say anything other than that.
Brian Branch is just all over the field tonight. I mean, what has he meant for this defensive secondary? He can play so many positions out there.
Right. Yeah, he plays star and he plays money when we put 6 guys in, and he's a playmaker. He's a very active guy. I thought he played, really well tonight. So, and he keeps continually improving, which is going to be really important for us. And we need to get other guys in the secondary. I think both safeties played really well. Kool-Aid's played pretty well. Terrion had a couple opportunities he didn't cash in on. Could have intercepted a ball that they ended up catching. It's a big play in the game. Got a penalty late in the game. So you know, but everybody can play better. Everybody needs to play better. We need to play better as a team, and that's my responsibility and our responsibility as coaches to try to do a better job with the players that we have.
How would you assess Deontay Lawson's first start, and then do you have an update or a status on Jalen Moody as well?
Yeah, Moody had a bruised kidney, so you know, until he clears, which he's gradually doing that, we thought it would happen more quickly than it did, but it hasn't. So hopefully he'll be back. But I thought, you know, Deontay did a pretty good job out there, actually. But and he's a good player. And we have a lot of confidence in him.
How would you evaluate Jalen as a passer tonight?
Look, I wouldn't evaluate Jalen as a passer. It's relative to how did we protect him? How do we run the routes? How did we get open? And without watching the film, I can't tell you if he made the right reads and had opportunities to make throws that he didn't make or not, or if we just didn't have anybody open. I think he did a good job making some plays, scrambling with his feet. But we had 111 yards passing, and that's certainly not our goal. So something in the passing game needs to get better. And I'm not putting it all on him. I'm just saying we need to do a better job in protection. We need to do a better job route running. And we need to do a better job of being able to make good decisions in the pocket so we don't have negative plays.
Nick, when your defense has its backs up against the wall and they make a stop like that, how valuable is that moving forward?
Well, I think two big stops in the game. You know, the fourth down stop before that was huge. Look, if we'd have played and done things the right way, they wouldn't have been in that situation. But when you get in that situation, you got to embrace adversity sometimes and step up and make plays. And they did that. And I think that's really, really important that they have the competitive maturity to be able to do that.
Jamar had another big game tonight. You just talk about what he did tonight, and just we noticed he got banged up a little bit in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think he's okay, you know, and he went back in the game. You know, the guy's a really good runner. He does a great job of stretching plays on the perimeter and sticking his foot in the ground and making cuts and setting up blocks for the offensive line. I thought there was a couple times that, you know, they did a good job on defense, overloading some things and taking some things away. But I know he had a ton of yards. We ran the ball statistically, you know, fairly well in the game, which is what we had to do to win the game. So, and he certainly was a leader of the pack, and he's also a very talented receiver. They called timeout when we were on empty, and he was uncovered, and we probably would have made a big play. But you know, we just hope that he can continue to improve, and we can continue to improve as an offense and get more guys like him to make plays on offense.
Hey, Coach, there was a super cool moment seeing Bryce embrace Jalen after the game. And I want to know for you as the coach to see that kind of passion between those two and to see that brotherly kind of unison that they have, that you don't always get that in the same room. What does that mean to you as a coach to see that moment? Well,
I think it's important to have that kind of chemistry on your team. You know, I think that everybody's got to make a choice and decision that they want to put the team first. And, you know, you can't have self-indulgent behavior and have a good team. All right. So guys can't put what they feel like doing ahead of anything else. And there's no question that, you know, Bryce is a great competitor. He wants what's best for the team. He was very supportive. He's been very supportive all week of, you know, helping Jalen every way that he can. But he also wants to play. And he actually wanted to play at the end of the game. All right. But I think it's really, really good that you have players that support each other. Bryce is a good leader. That's what good leaders do. They set a good example, which Bryce does, but they also support their teammates and serve other people for their benefit. And I think that kind of sort of reaction to Jalen when he probably wishes that there was a couple things that happened in the game that didn't happen for him. is probably really good for, Jalen's growth and development. All right, thank you.